Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about a BMW, the legendary 635 CSI Motorsport Edition. This particular model established a trend for high performance four-seater coupes that we still are following to this day. But there's something else that, with the benefit of my own experience from the 1980s, I particularly remember that was so significant about this. It had a ride and handling which was so different to most of the cars we were selling at the time. My background being Jaguar, the car that we would compare this with would have been the XJS. And for 87 model year, we had to stiffen up the suspension of the Jaguar XJS because people were getting used to cars like this which would go around corners like they were on rails. And in fact, an interesting little anecdote here, if you take an 80s XJS coupe from post 1987 and you feel the suspension of it, it's very stiff like this. But if you feel one from about 1985, it's soft and supple like the Daimler. So this was a trend that BMW were at the forefront of establishing, and it continues to this day. Even the family car of today is much tighter and capable of going around corners much quicker than they were years ago. So I make no apology for saying this is a personal perspective. There's lots of information you can see, read, watch videos about, but you know, I lived with these cars during the 1980s and I remember just how superb they were, not only in terms of the way that they drove, the way that they handled, but also in terms of the production quality, which was enviable. BMW's reputation became firmly established in the 50s and 60s, but it was in the 1970s that it really saw its heyday here in the UK. And as a very young man, I can remember my boss, I was a student working part-time in an engineering business, I can remember my boss going through the catalogues and comparing the Triumph Dolomite Sprint with its 16-valve 2-litre engine, and he was comparing that car with the BMW 2002 TII, and he chose the BMW. It was a wise choice, not just in terms of the performance of the car, but also because of its build quality, its engineering standard. The finished standard of BMWs in the early 1970s was superb. And by the end of the production line for this particular model, the 6 Series, these really were a fantastic machine for high-speed, long-distance touring. One thing about this car that's immediately obvious is it does not feel as old as it is. Recognizing that this machine is now 34 years old, you could be driving something modern because the suspension is taut, it's firm, it's what we're used to today, and it was BMW really that established this trend. Yes, the comfort of the passengers on poor roads, and the driver indeed, is sacrificed to some extent. But on the open road, twisty bits, chicanes, these cars were, well, they were a lovely toy. Now I'm showing 3,000 RPM now at 60 because I'm in sport setting. If I switch to economy, two things happen. First, it goes down to 2,300 RPM, then it drops again as the torque converter lock comes in. So now, same speed, 60, 2,000 RPM. We'll put it into sport mode and accelerate away. 40, 50, 60. Just like that. What a machine. And as we approach this railway crossing, I'm not going to alter speed at all. Straight after the crossing there's a bend, and I'll just compare that with really what I'm used to, not only in an older luxury car, but compared with how a modern car would drive today, a modern sports car. Handled that incredibly well. We'll take this bend at 60. Once again, very, very sure-footed. The car really feels to sort of dig in and hold the road. One of the other things that's quite noticeable, really by its absence, is wind noise. Many cars in the 1980s still had quite a lot of wind noise. Not so much as cars had in the 70s, where some still had quarter lights, but it's very clear that a car like this had been tested in a wind tunnel and had good sound levels, really. The shape of the car is very distinctive, unlike anything else. That twin headlight setup with the sort of sharp-nosed front end, the 635 CSI was unlike anything else being offered at that time.